Okay, hello and welcome to Branch Replay's Yu-Gi-Oh! The Sacred Cards. This game originally came out in 2002 on the Game Boy Advance, and I did a playthrough of it a couple of years ago, but it's one of those games where I need to do a replay of it because my old series is really basically unwatchable. So, yeah, we're playing this today. The Battle City tournament's today. Good morning, have you made your deck? Hey, my new deck is something special. It took me all night, but it's the best ever. Did you put together a good deck? I'm lying, but yes. Hey, way to go, but I'm not about to lose today. Hey, we've all been waiting for this tournament. It'd be great if we could all make it to the finals, though. Yeah, you bet. Okay, let's get going. Don't want to be late. Also, I'm not going to attempt the character voices because I know I can't do the character voices. Okay, so, now we're in the town. Hey, look at that, everyone's already here. Look at all the tough duelists. Wow, this is exciting. And also, here's Kaiba. Fellow duelists, welcome to Battle City. Let me explain the tournament's rules. The tournament takes place throughout Domino City. Wherever duelists meet in the city, that will be where the duels shall take place. Duelists may play using only their own decks. The loser must turn over one rare card to the victor. 8 winning duelists will enter the final round. The final stage is hidden somewhere in town. Each of you duelists has received a locator card. You must defeat others and get their locator cards. When you've gathered 6 locator cards, you'll have the map to the final duel stage. You may duel with those puzzle cards at stake. In other words, only those who win duels and obtain 6 locator cards will earn the right to get up on stage for the finals. The tournament commences at 9 AM sharp. Now, fellow duelists, scatter throughout Battle City. And with that, Kaiba leaves. It's finally starting. Yeah, you bet. Even us, we're rivals from now on. Try hanging in there at the end, Yugi and Branch. Sure. I'll do my best too. Don't get caught careless. Joey, I think you should probably be careful yourself. Don't you worry about me. Once you've collected all the cards, let's meet up. We should get together at my grandpa's toy shop. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. Alright, I'm off. Both of you, don't lose until the finals. See ya. And with that, Joey leaves. And now we just need to go around and challenge everyone. It's not 9 o'clock yet. I should get going too, though. Go for it. So basically, we have to go and talk to Yugi, then we come down here and talk to Rax. Sure, but wait, I'll duel when the time comes. I don't duel anyone who's too uncool. It'd be a waste of time. Okay, so now we come over here and talk to Bones. I hate bright places like this. I'll be waiting for you somewhere dark. Until then. And with that, Bones leaves, so if we go over here and we talk to Weevil. Aren't you impatient? The tournament hasn't even started yet. We'll feast on you the next time we meet. And also, Weevil has, he has his entire crew with him. He has backup in this game. Okay, so he has Meko. Wait, it's not time yet. And we'll meet again somewhere in Battle City. Did this man just call me bro in 2002? Fair enough. Also, here is Mai. Whoa, slow down. I'll take you on if the opportunity arises. See ya. And now we leave. Wait, I haven't talked to everyone apparently. Did I need to go here first? Yes, I did. Okay. Bit of a weird thing, but okay. Hey, it's done. Basically, I was just going to kind of come in and say their one... I'm going to skip this dialogue because it's basically everyone kind of walking in, saying their one line of like, yeah, I'm going to win this tournament, and then walking off again. So here's Weevil. Next up is Mai, because, you know, the jobbers come in threes. Also, Meko does not appear in this scene. But here's Kaiba. You know, the man himself. He's walked through that person. Okay, so, first duel of the game. And immediately you're brought to this screen where you're basically asked to put up an anti-card. Basically, the way this game worked is you go into every duel and you're asked to put up an ante. So basically, you bet a card. If you lose that card, but if you've put a card on the line and win, you then gain a card from your opponent. And you can just grind for cards in this game if you want to, because you can also grind for money and deck capacity and stuff like that. So, I should also explain that. In this game, you have a... Actually, I'll explain that once I get out of the duel, so I can give more... so I can give a better visual clarity thing for it. But I can explain an in-game mechanic here. So, just like how a lot of the early Yu-Gi-Oh! Games had their own unique mechanics, the Sacred Cards also has one, which is probably closest in similarity to Forbidden Memories. is in the Guardian star system. So every monster has an attribute, and they have an advantage, and there's one where they have an advantage against it, and one where they have a disadvantage against it. And basically, these are extremely important, because basically the way it works is if you have the advantageous attribute, you can just skip an entire battle. Oh, so for example, hang on, wait, I'll get into the next duel first. So we won Root Water. That's not too bad. Okay, so let's quickly challenge this guy and keep explaining. So there's 2 sets of these. So I'm going to summon the Unhappy Maiden and just put it in defense mode. And that's a perfect example. Okay, so my opponent summoned Bat, which was a Fiend monster. However, because Light beats Fiend, his monster was immediately destroyed. Right, so Light beats Fiend, so Light beats Fiend, Fiend beats Dream, Dream beats Shadow, Shadow beats Light. Right, and that's one set of them. Then Fire beats Forest, which beats Wind, which beats Earth, which beats Thunder, which beats Water, which beats Fire. I'll have a visual indicator, I'll have a visual thing on screen to explain it better, because I know that I'm not exactly doing the best job here. Now, we also, in this game, you also have some cards like Doron here. Doron has a special effect where it will clone itself. There's a few cards like this in the game that can basically just summon up new cards, and they are super helpful. Mostly because they give you potentially insane card advantage. So for example, Doron can clone itself, so now you have 2 900 attack point monsters, which is pretty good, and we also just won this duel. Then there's Toadmaster. Toadmaster can summon up Frog the Jam. I think it's like Ancient Lamp can summon La Jane. Revival Jam has the same effect as Doron. And also, this is where we need to be. So, we have our Duelist level here and our deck capacity. Our Duelist level is basically... Our Duelist level is compared to the cost. Basically, if our Duelist level is lower than the cost of a card, we can't put it in our deck. And our deck capacity is the maximum, is the combined total. This is the Hunt of Ghost deck users. If you value your life, leave while you can. What is it? Would you like to duel against my zombie deck? They want to feast on your fresh monster flesh. You know what? Sure, why not? So, basically, we have to duel one of these guys to get to Bones. We don't have to beat all of them, you only have to beat one. And for some reason, I don't know why you don't have to beat all 3. But as long as you beat one of them, they'll be like, okay, yeah, you can go through and fight Bones. So, pretty much, this won't be too difficult, because Bones... I mean, Bones himself isn't too tough. I mean, realistically, he is kind of the first proper opponent in the game, so that makes perfect sense. So, pretty much, we are just going to annihilate him right here. Okay, I say annihilate him like I'm summoning up really powerful monsters. I'm kind of just whittling away at him, but he can't really do a whole lot. Also, Bones and his guys pretty much have exclusively Fiend monsters. Like Fiend attribute monsters. And that works out perfectly. So now let's sacrifice Milus Radiant and summon up Marinfen, and I should win this duel now. No way, he lives just a teensy little bit. He'll have like 250 points. No, he has 150, okay. But yeah, pretty much Light beats Fiend monsters, so if you have Light cards, this duel will be even easier than it would normally be. And also, actually, while I'm here, I can show it. So there's also a special attribute called Divine. And so if I activate Contract of Mask, I can summon Mask of Shine and Dark. Mask of Shine and Dark is a Divine monster. Basically, they don't have any attribute weakness, and those are pretty helpful to have, and we won Crass Clown, okay. My zombies, they're crumbling to dust. Challenge. Okay, basically now they're like, hey, you beat one of us, now go fight Bones. What? What do you want? If you don't want anything, you're in the way. You want to duel with me? I never turn down anyone's challenge. You look weak too, but on one condition. We duel for locator cards. Your locator card is as good as mine. It's like, okay, buddy. Okay, so what's he leading with? A defense mode monster. So I'll put Abyss Flower down. Okay, Phantom Ghost. He actually kind of walls me just for now, because, well, I don't have anything in my hand that can beat 800 defense points. in this game, you will have a lot, and I mean a lot, of super weak monsters for most of the game. I mean, okay, I say most of the game, at least for a little while. You don't exactly get super powerful monsters, because a lot of the really good cards that you would want in your deck have ridiculously high costs. However, at the same time, in a kind of counterpoint to that, whenever you beat an important duelist, they usually give you a super good card that quite often has a relatively low cost. Like, there's some really good cards in this game that have really low costs. You know, let's just attack him with that. Let's just attack him with a monster that has 0 attack points just to lower his morale. 10 out of 10, that's... I don't know why that happened, but okay. Oh, yeah, right, I would need to sacrifice a monster to summon Marin Fen. Also, I know he only has Fiend monsters. I should always be attacking with the Unhappy Maiden first. I wonder how this man feels being destroyed by a monster that has 0 attack points. Okay, so now I sacrifice Bone Mouse, and I summon up Marin Fen, attack with the Unhappy Maiden, destroy that, and finish off Bones with the rest of my monsters. Also, Marin Fen isn't exactly a powerful monster, but I've always just quite liked it, and I don't really know why. I think it just looked cool. Okay, so with that, we beat Bones, our deck capacity goes up by 30, we're at 500 Domino, and win Pumpkin, King of Ghosts. Okay, so my Ultimate Ghost deck was laid to rest, and we earn a Locator card. I'm also going to battle him again, just straight away, because I know from Bones you can win a few pretty good cards. And by that I mean you can win Clown Zombie, Dragon Zombie, and Armored Zombie. I'd quite like to win just one of them, really. And honestly, he doesn't have anything particularly powerful. I don't think he actually uses those zombie monsters. So, yeah, he isn't exactly going to be too much of a threat. And I'm also going to get to summon my most powerful card, which is currently the Last Warrior from Another Planet, which has 2350, I believe. It's not exactly the most powerful monster in the world. I could go to the card shop and get something that's more powerful, but hey. But hey, it's a pretty cool card that I've never actually seen. Like, I've never actually seen that card in a real TCG. I know that it exists, I just never saw it. I don't even know what... Actually, yeah, what set was it even in? Was it released in Europe and North America? It must have. It must have been. Anyway, let's sacrifice these and summon it up. I think it's actually a fusion monster in the actual TCG. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that it is. Either way, this duel is just about over. Now, let's summon up Gale Doggerah, attack, destroy the Bite Shoes, and finish him off with the Last Warrior. Okay, so, when you defeat a named duelist... Okay, we got the Snake Hair, fair enough. Lost again. Again. Shall we duel again? Not right now, Bones. Okay, so while I'm here, I'm gonna Actually, I'm gonna go... No, I'll go and duel these guys first. Stop. If you want to pass here, you have to duel. You have to duel against me. If you refuse, you're not allowed to pass. Don't think you can beat me. So, this is Esperoba's brother. Basically, we have to beat him, then we'll have to fight a second one, and then Esperoba himself will turn up and duel us. Basically, this is kind of just a trilogy of duels against the same deck. It's kind of pointless, but hey, I don't mind. And because, obviously, when you defeat Esperoba, you get his most notable card. And if you've seen the anime, you know his most notable card is Jinzo. We will not have a high enough deck capacity, Sorry, we will have a high enough deck capacity. We won't have, whatchamacallit, we won't have the duelist level to be able to play Jinzo. Because if I recall correctly, it's somewhere in like the 200s or the 300s. It is really high. Like, it is you can use this kind of like mid to late game card. But at the same time, it is Jinzo, so it's still super good. Because, you know, it's Jinzo. There's a reason it kind of becomes Joey's main monster. Or at least one of his main monsters. Because I should have seen something like that coming. Because realistically, I know that this guy uses a lot of Thunder monsters. I know that Esper uses a whole lot of Thunder monsters because a lot of the duelists kind of have their one main kind of archetype. And obviously, in the case of Esperoba, he uses Thunder, Bones uses Fiend, Weevil uses Forest, Mai uses Air, Rex uses Earth. And we won Mega Thunderball. Okay, that's not too bad. I'm getting my big brother to beat you up. Okay, so here comes Robo Brother number 2 and also 3. Don't think you can beat me. I just beat the other one and you have the same deck. So let's put that in defense mode and see what he does turn 1. Predictable. Oh, poor predictable Robo Brothers. Now we can summon up Marinfen and get a big hit in. I didn't summon Doron because I feel pretty confident saying it's not the play. And by that, I mean I feel pretty confident saying he has enough electric monsters that I probably don't get any real use out of Doron here. However, I could potentially still get some use out of it. Like, I don't know, it pretty much entirely comes down to, does he play an electric monster that turn? I mean, even if he does, I still get card advantage, so it's probably worth doing. You know, while I'm here, let's just do this and play Pot of Greed to draw 2. And, okay, that works. So now I can do that, have more monsters on the field, and we should win next turn regardless. Because realistically, what is he going to do to stop me here? So, I guess I should give a little bit more of a general kind of rundown of the Sacred Cards. The Sacred Cards, obviously, it follows the Battle City tournament. It is pretty much it's basically rewritten to be, no, you are the main character. You're dueling all the important people. And we won Bolt Penguin, okay. Okay, now we say the same thing, and here comes Esper himself. How foolish of you. Also, this man's laugh was transcribed as PPP. Fair enough. Okay, so I'm going to... I shouldn't have done that. I knew that should have happened. I knew that would have happened. I should have just played Morphing Jar. I could and should have just played Morphing Jar. Like, that was an entire misplay on my part. Either way. Oh, also, you may have noticed... Okay, so, perfect example there. If you have the winning attribute, you just destroy the monster. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You just destroy the monster. Like, straight up, you just win that fight immediately, by default. It's kind of ridiculous, because, for example, let's say I summoned up... let's say I summoned a Last Warrior from another planet, my most powerful monster currently. Yeah, if I play that, and then my opponent plays the Unhappy Maiden and attacks, yeah, I lose that. Then my monster just gets annihilated. Even though I have, you know, a 2350 point buffer between how powerful my monster is and theirs. It's a little bit on the ridiculous side, also which is a fact is going to be pretty helpful here. I think it's just like a flat 500 boost to shadow monsters. However, if I summon another shadow monster later, then it won't get the boost. Basically, you need to have your shadow monsters on the field when you play Witch's Apprentice. And either way, we are pretty much in the clear for this duel now, because fortunately for me, even though he did have advantage for a little while, he didn't get to summon Jinzo, or the Fiend Mega Cyber. I don't even know if he has Fiend Mega Cyber in this game, to be totally honest. And honestly, I'm okay not finding out. Although he's playing a weird lack of electric monsters, which is a little bit out of character for him, because I would have assumed he would have had a whole bunch of them ready to go. Okay, so he played the Inexperienced Spy, so you could kind of just see it in my hand. Not like that makes any difference. So let's sacrifice White Dolphin, summon Marinfen, and finish off this duel. Okay, no way, he does live this turn. He has like 800 points left. Yeah, he does have 800. So either way, we win next turn. Also, not gonna lie, I always thought the Wandering Doomed was a cool looking card. To be totally honest, I think a whole lot of the early kind of, I guess it was the OCG? Like, the really early cards look really cool. And, okay, 231. Yeah, we can't use Jinzo for a while. What? I lost? I don't believe it. How could I lose? Okay, with that, Esper leaves. And his brothers go after him. We can come back and talk to him later. And we get Locate a Card number 3. And now Bones has been kicked out. Listen, we were all beaten by those guys wearing hoods. They drove us out of the graveyard. I liked it there. I liked its darkness. It fills me with anguish. Okay, let's head back to the graveyard and duel this guy. all the duelists around here I've defeated. You too shall join the vanquished. Okay, buddy, let's see how you and your fake Exodia cards deal with this. So I will play Wretched Ghost of Yak turn 1 and just see what he does. Defense mode. Yeah, he's already on the back foot. He's already on the back foot. This duel's over unless he top decks Exodia, which I don't see him doing. Okay, well, yeah. I don't actually know if he can do anything to stop me here. Doron goes there, so I now have even more card advantage. So I now have 4 monsters on the field, and his field is completely clean. Also, basically, we are now dueling on a Yami field, so fiends and spellcasters will be more powerful, and fairies will be weaker. However, I think the way it works in this game is... I think in this game, field power bonuses are like 20% or something. I know it's a percentage of your monster's power gets added, so I don't know exactly how much of a boost it is. Like, that's got 165. Like, okay, so Wretched Ghost of Yak went up by 165. But either way, we've already won, so that's fine. Deck capacity up by 5, 2300 Domino, and we win Gear Golem, the moving fortress. But it can't be. Lose? To you? How? How could this happen? Don't forget this. Okay, so that was the first rare hunter. You took out the ghouls? That's macabre. I must get back to the cemetery. You have my thanks. Okay, letterbones. Okay, so I am actually going to go and duel this guy next. I'll duel with anyone. Bring it on. So you need to duel this guy to kind of set off, I guess, a kind of world trigger, which is a bit of a weird way for me to phrase it. But yeah, basically you have to duel this guy before he'll give you some information about another place you can go to. Well, more accurately, it's a place you can already go there, but to get the story event to happen, you have to duel and beat this guy and then talk to him. I don't know why it's like that, but it just is. I mean, to be fair, I'm not going to complain about getting to do more duels, because that way I get more money and my duelist level goes up so I can improve my deck a bit. And obviously, the stronger the opponent, the more your deck capacity goes up and the higher your duelist level can go. Unfortunately, this does lead to sometimes it being a little bit on the slow side. Because it can feel like you're grinding in this game sometimes. But also at the same time, with the way that monsters can kind of just get annihilated because they have a bad attribute, like, because monsters can get annihilated by having a weaker attribute than their opponent, sometimes it feels like it's not worth really upgrading your deck, but by the end of the game you'll still need to make a couple of little adjustments. Oh, that's inconvenient. Okay, so I think effects can only be used the first turn the monster's on the field, which is a little bit goofy, but hey, we still win without too much hassle. Opponent's out of life points, we win, up by 5, 91 Domino. I lost that one. There's this creepy rumor going around. It's about this card shop. It's usually okay, but if someone goes in alone with a rare card, they say he never comes back out again. No one knows what's going on inside that card shop. That's what I've heard anyway. And that little kind of jingle is like, hey, something's happened here. You can now go and deal with that. It was awful. They're not human. Okay, I guess I took all that guy's cards. That guy over there was worked over by the ghouls. They're horrible. They leave duelists broken and shattered. Yeah, sure. So I guess this guy's still down to duel, though. So what can... Okay. I mean, I guess it makes perfect sense playing defense mode first turn. And especially if you can't see what your opponent's gonna play. Also, if you leave a monster in face-down attack mode, it will be flipped face-up as soon as you end your turn. So, yeah, there's no way to play a monster in face-down attack mode in this game. Just like how just like in the actual TCG where you can't. I know that there... Actually, no, there is one way. With Darkness Approaches, you can. But Darkness Approaches is historically a garbage card. I know very little about the TCG, but even I know that Darkness Approaches was a garbage card. Because it's like, okay, you can use... I was like, discard 2. I was like, discard 2 cards to flip a monster into face down. Which, yeah, Book of Moon is a card that has existed. Like, Book of Moon has been a card. And this guy is barely living this turn. He has 400 points left. And unfortunately for him, I'm just going to power up most of my monsters next turn. And by that I mean, we just put Witch's Apprentice over White Dolphin, pop its effect, and now my monsters get way more powerful. Because, well, it boosts up all the shadow monsters and weakens the light. Mask of Darkness finishes them off. Fantastic. Deck capacity up by 5, 97 dominant, and we won Electric Snake. Okay, fair enough. Darn, lost it. Luck wasn't with me. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do is go save and end off today's episode here. So next time we're going to go and investigate that card shop and do a few more things around the city. So, as always, feel free to leave a comment or click any of the buttons down below if you feel so inclined, and I'll hopefully see you all next time for more Yu-Gi-Oh! For Sacred Cards. Okay, thanks for watching. Later.